Hi, everybody. Welcome to Current Events for Friday, December 18th. We're going to read the Driftless Journal from Tuesday, December 15th, and the Decorah Public Opinion from Thursday, December 17th. Let's start out with the Driftless Journal. Front page is the newly restored attic space at the St. Lucas German American Museum. They have it all decked out for Christmas. Very nice. All right. Next, a story. How far can one act of kindness go? From Lansing. Spread kindness. That's the message Lansing Police Chief Conrad Rosendahl is hoping to share this holiday season. Thanks to an anonymous donation, the police department is randomly handing out $20 gift cards from local businesses, hoping to bring a little bit of joy. I always figure you can't change the world, but one small random act of kindness may change the world for one person, said Rosendahl. You don't know what battles people are dealing with in life, and a random act of kindness can be a game changer. Well, that's kind of cool. You could get pulled over by a cop, and instead of getting a ticket, you could get a gift certificate. That's a great idea. Next we have Osterholm urges caution this holiday season. Dr. Michael Osterholm says this is not the time to let our collective guard down. He is the director of the University of Minnesota Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy and newly appointed member of President-elect Joe Biden's COVID-19 Advisory Board. This is the most dangerous moment in public health since the 1918 influenza pandemic. The Waukon native and Luther College graduate said limiting physical contact with others and the number of people you see are necessary to remain safe this holiday season and beyond. To protect yourself and others from COVID-19, wear a face mask, practice social distancing, and avoid breathing the same airspace as people you aren't in daily contact with. That is good advice. Thank you, Dr. Osterholm. All right. Let's go on to the next page, see what they've got there. Luther faculty compose and perform George Floyd-inspired piece on Iowa Public Radio on Wednesday. Here's their photo. Brooke Joyce and who are these? Couple, the Unison Piano Duo. All right. The Lynch Family Foundation and Premium Minnesota Pork honor area veterans. The Lynch Family Foundation of Waukoma and Premium Minnesota Pork from Luverne, Minnesota have honored veterans across the state of Iowa as well as Rock County, Minnesota. Due to COVID-19, the foundation had made the difficult decision to cancel this year's annual Veterans Day celebration. In lieu of the traditional meal and social gathering, the Lynch Family Foundation distributed nearly 600 meat packages to area veterans across Iowa. That is great news. All right. Moving right along. There is some interesting stargazing possible at the end of the year. The last few weeks of December will offer some beautiful and unique astronomical events. Winter is a great time of year to go stargazing in Iowa. Our plants and animals are generally in quieter winter modes, so there's not as many other natural phenomena to keep watch for. Planetary movement is incredibly predictable and reliable, so we always know where and when to look in the sky, and it's pitch black by 5 p.m., so we have loads of time with dark skies. Here's a silver lining. The Geminids meteor shower is wrapping up over the next few nights. Through the shower's peak, when there was a chance to spot as many as 150 meteors per hour, late Sunday night, December 13th. If you head out Tuesday the 15th around 7 and look roughly northeast, slightly above the horizon, there's still a good chance at spotting a meteor. Well, we may have missed it because it's Thursday. Oops. Well, maybe next time. Okay. That was time-sensitive news there. All right. The Pivo Event Center recognized for excellence in concrete work. The Iowa Ready Mixed Concrete Association and the Iowa chapter of the American Concrete Institute awarded the Pivo Event Center of Calmer the 2020 Excellence in Concrete Award. All right. The center owners Craig and Sarah Newsel were recognized for their outstanding work as general contractor and project designer, respectively. And this is what they ended up adding on to their brewery, which is pretty nice. And I think it was 2 Easters ago we had Sarah here demonstrating how to do batik eggs, which was really fun. All right. Donation sustained Laura Ingalls Wilder Park and Museum during difficult season. It was a difficult and different season for the Laura Ingalls Wilder Park and Museum in Baroque, as it was for many other businesses. The museum building and the visitors center are small enough that social distancing is nearly impossible. In consideration for the safety of the visitors and the staff, the board made the difficult decision to remain closed for the entire season. Monetary donations, membership renewals, and gift store purchases, as well as loans, awards, and relief funds have helped the museum sustain a problematic 2020 season. While the museum remained closed, board members worked responsibly and safely to complete several projects throughout the summer and fall, including repairs to a wagon, building and installing a selfie station, and a facelift for the historic Advent Church. The other maintenance projects included motion light installation, outdoor bench painting, porch floor staining, dead maple tree removal, and unstable bridge over Silver Creek removed, and the Bisbee room painted. So when they open back up, there'll be a lot of new stuff to see out at the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum. And the selfie station is this. It's kind of cool, if you can see. There's like the covered wagon, and you put your phone in this like little stand here, and then you go sit in the covered wagon and you can take your own picture. That's pretty cool. If you're a quick runner or you know how to set the timer for a longer period. All right. Moving right along. They're having drive-through Santas in a lot of places, and the one for Calmar is on today, Friday the 18th. So you just go to the drive-through event, and then Santa is there, and all the kids in the car get a little bag of goodies, which is great. Because I guess nobody's going to go see Santa in person and sit on his lap and tell him what they want for Christmas this year. Because we are socially distancing. All right. But next year will be different. We'll be back to our good old ways, I hope. All right. Let's see what was happening 100 years ago today. Decorah is not closed due to smallpox. This is 1920, 100 years ago. Stories going about the town of Decorah being closed up on account of smallpox are absolutely without foundation. For some time now, these false stories have been floating around from outside sources that Decorah was closed. While there have been some cases of smallpox in the community, there are not 800 cases nor 400 cases as the bold stories have circulated. The fact of the matter is there were only a minimum number of cases, and right now the cases are very few, and quarantines on homes where cases existed have been lifted already. The cases were all of a mild form and no fatalities have occurred. Also, no businesses, houses, schools, churches, and theaters are being closed. There is absolutely nothing to it. One story was put out that the Milwaukee train had stopped just outside the city limit and would not come any further. This story is also ridiculous. Wow, well, I guess there was fake news even 100 years ago. Interesting. Also interesting, 26 births were reported in Winneshiek County during the month of November 1920. A young farmer known in this area from Eden Township over near West Union was out hunting last Sunday and was shot in a peculiar manner. While on the John Owens farm, a companion discharged a shotgun loaded with steel shot, and the shot hit Mr. James Homewood just over the right eye. The escape from fatal or at least serious injury was very narrow. He was only unconscious for a brief time. He recovered and reportedly went on hunting. The Decorah Volunteer Fire Department voted to donate its valuable lots to the Decorah Public Library for a building site. The lots were at the corner of Water and River Streets, where the Hawkeye Oil Company filling station is now located. A number of local farmers were out plowing last week, something unusual for this time of year. Well, yeah, in December? What? Frank O'Brien is opening a place of business on East Water Street. He has carefully selected a line of brand new musical instruments and Christmas toys. He also features the most modern phonographs at the shop. Luther College is enjoying one of the best years in the history of this popular school. There are, at present, 153 men enrolled in the college department at Luther. I think my grandfather was one of them at the time, because he graduated, I think, in 1920 or 1921. 42 of those men took their last year of preparatory work in the Luther Preparatory Department. Ingersoll Watch Company has presented local jeweler M.J. Sokup with an award for his prize-winning window dressing dedicated to the watch. The competition was nationwide. Thousands of entries were submitted from large cities, too. The window was a beauty indeed and attracted much attention, as do all the window displays at his popular store. Butter over at the Ice Cave Creamery is selling at 50 cents a pound. All right. 1930, 90 years ago, Mike Seagraff and Orv Ellingson have been appointed new deputies by the Winnebago County Sheriff. Dr. A.F. Fritchen, well-known Decorah doctor who served in the 88th Division in France, has been chosen as first commander of the local chapter of the Veterans of Foreign Wars here. The announcement was made before a crowd in the large courtroom at the courthouse. Edward S. Hovden, the son of Mr. and Mrs. John K. Hovden of Decorah, has purchased the interest in the Ridgeway store of Mrs. Emma Bakken. Bakken and Son had been established some 30 years ago over in Ridgeway. The new firm will be called Bakken and Hovden. A bridge over the Mississippi River between Marquette, Iowa and Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin will be built in 1931, it appears. The general contract was let to a Dallas, Texas company for the sum of $800,000 to construct the bridge. More than 200 men will be employed on the project. O.J. Ford from Route 7 of near Satry has broken the world's record in an extraordinary art. He is the champion pocket gopher catcher of the world. What is a pocket gopher catcher, you might ask? He shattered the previous world record of 300 gophers by his season's catch of 510 gophers. The bounty amounts to a whopping $851. He is indeed a capable gopher catcher. All right. A pocket gopher. It must be a type of gopher. It's not that you put it in your pocket. All right. I live a sheltered life, it seems. The Simmons brothers of the Decorah greenhouses have raised a half acre of tobacco, which they have shipped to a buyer in La Crosse, Wisconsin. They got about 25 boxes of 1,000 pounds off a half acre area. From the classified ad of 1930, found a log chain. Owner may have this by identifying his log chain and paying for the notice in the paper. Now I don't know what a log chain is, so I don't know. I'm going to have to look that one up too, or if you know, please stop me and tell me. The four master comedians, the Marx Brothers, will be starring in a new film called Animal Crackers, December 14th to 16th in the Grand Theater. Don't miss this one. Admission is 10 cents and 35 cents. It is a Paramount picture. Burglars took $425 worth of butter from the Farmer's Walk-On Creamery last week. Some 29 tubs of butter were taken in the heist. No clues have been found, but investigation is ongoing. Okay, 21 tubs of butter. I think that's a story problem because we just found out how much. Oh, but that was in 1920 because the butter was selling at 50 cents a pound in 1920, but all this was stolen in 1930, so there goes that idea. All right, the first high school dance of the season, as last Friday night in the Decorah High School gymnasium, Marion Tobiason's orchestra provided dance music. All right, a lot of, help wanted ends and sports section, but I think that's going to be it for the Driftless Journal. So we will move on to the Decorah Public Opinion. Unless there was something in this little midsection. Nope, a crossword puzzle. That would take me all day to do. All right, I'm not very good at crossword puzzles. Okay, Santa sighting. This is the public opinion for Thursday, December 17th. A Santa sighting. Kaylee Eulenhockey in pink greets Santa and Mrs. Claus at the Ocean Community Center this past Saturday. The Santa mailbox in front of the building welcomes letters from area children. Look at this. She's seeing Santa, but through the glass, just like our window visits. Next year will be different. All right. County to receive ultra-cold storage unit for the COVID-19 vaccine. That's why next year will be different. Frontline health workers should receive first doses next week. All right, I'm rolling up my sleeve. An ultra-cold storage unit to house shipments of the COVID-19 vaccine is on the way, according to the Winneshiek County Public Health Director, Krista Vandenbrink. The Iowa Department of Public Health contacted Sean Snyder, Winneshiek County Emergency Management, to see if we would accept a unit. Adjacent counties don't have the capability, so we feel pretty lucky, Vandenbrink delivered the news at the Monday Decorah 14 Board of Supervisors meeting. According to Snyder, the unit will arrive at the Winneshiek County Public Health, designated as an incident command center for the pandemic, by the end of the week. The unit is a Thermo Fisher ultra cold freezer, he said. The 3 cubic foot unit weighs 392 pounds and has a temperature range of 122.8 degrees to a negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit. While the unit does not require additional electrical capability, Schneider said he will be working with Winneshiek County Public Health staff on backup plans for an emergency generator in case power outage. That's a good idea because we don't want to lose any vaccine to a power outage. That would be really, really unfortunate. Snow days are being scaled back in Decorah thanks to new virtual learning efforts. Well, I don't know. I guess you don't really need a snow day if you haven't been going to school in person as much, but I can imagine the children are disappointed and the parents are maybe relieved. I don't know. Distance learning opportunities for young people have put the brakes on most snow days at Decorah schools. At a meeting Monday night, Decorah Community School District Board of Directors endorsed a proposal from the Superintendent Mark Lane instituting the use of distance learning with a third snow day of the season and any subsequent weather-related cancellations. Well, I guess in the long run, if it means you have your summer vacation when you're supposed to, it's a good thing, but it was always fun to have a snow day back in the day. I remember how happy I was whenever there was a snow day. Decorah Historic Preservation Commission praises recent projects. The Decorah Historic Preservation Commission is publicly commending Decorah for the recent Court Street Rehabilitation Project, as well as the preservation of Locust Road Stone Cave. The Court Street brick paving is a contributing object in the 2017 National Register of Historic Places, and when they redid it, I couldn't even tell that they had redone it, personally speaking, except for all the horrible dips and bumps were gone, but it still looked really nice. And they were also able to preserve the Locust Road Stone Cave. There's a picture of it, but it's not very good because it looks like they took it at night. I don't know. That's not the best picture, but if you've been down Locust Road, I think you know what we're talking about. There was a Santa parade last Saturday. He went down the street and honked at people and children. All right. So some people were outside waving. Okay. The Decor High School choral concerts will be performed to a reduced audience and streamed live. Well, yeah, they better have a reduced audience, and I hope they're able to wear a mask as well. Hey, we've got someone we know doing the religion section. Father Hirches. We haven't seen him for a while, but he used to come here once a month for Mass. So let's see what he has to say. Advent as a time of preparation and eager anticipation. And he says, as I sit beside my dining room table in the St. Benedict Parish Rectory typing up this article, I am eagerly preparing for and joyfully anticipating 2 events that will transpire in the not-so-distant future. These events that I am referring to are none other than the beginning of the Christmas season next Thursday and the conclusion of 2020 that will follow shortly thereafter. Amen, Father Hirches. I think we're all ready to see this year end. Many Christian churches observe Advent, and the very term is derived from the original Latin word adventus, which is translated as coming. While the secular world refers to the days immediately following Thanksgiving weekend and leading up to Christmas as the shopping days before Christmas, the church sets aside 4 Sundays and adjoining weeks of quiet preparation. It is interesting to note and recall that even when life was deemed normal, the month of December was often denoted as chaotic and, dare I say, extremely stressful time that certainly competed for people's attention and financial resources, leaving many beginning the new year with deflated spirits and deflated bank accounts. While this year has indeed been quite dreadful in many aspects, it has also prepared us with some unique opportunities and hopefully some lessons that will not be forgotten anytime soon. I began this article mentioning time, events, and preparation. In mid-March of this year, many people, families with school-aged children in particular, received the precious gift of extra time together. I knew long before my ordination to the priesthood in 2007 and being deemed worthy of being a pastor in 2011 that no family is perfect. Yet our modern world, with its penchant for busyness and distraction, especially meditated through overuse and reliance upon technology, hinders authentic relationships. What is more, the shuttering of schools, churches, and many businesses far and wide in adherence to pandemic protocols has been a powerful reminder in how we can take basic characteristics of being human beings for granted, such as easily gathering with friends and family. Perhaps just as unsettling as the actual coronavirus itself is the fact that we are fragile and mortal. Each day is a precious gift, and there are many things beyond our control. The year 2020 has also found us becoming familiar with certain terms that have become trendy and often repeated, such as unprecedented and new normal. While I do agree that this year is indeed one that will be assessed and reassessed by experts for some years to come, one does not need to look too far back in the annals of human history to know that there really is nothing unprecedented in the ages that comprise the tapestry of our existence. This is especially true regarding negative and adverse situations. Advent and the following Christmas season recall that over 2,000 years ago, our world was an imperfect place denoted by sin, disease, wars, riots, etc., and thus was in need of a Savior. Then a truly unprecedented historical event occurred in that God sent His only Son into the world to save us from ourselves. May the remaining days of this bizarre year be a time of grace and peace to you all. May we also truly be prepared for Christ inwardly and, at the same time, be a source of joy and inspiration to others through being a witness to and for the truth, beauty, and goodness. Having stated all of that, let me wish you all An early Merry Christmas and Happy 2021. That's from Father Don Hirches, the pastor of the St. Benedict Parish. Well, I think we can all agree to that. Let's see. I don't believe there are any obituaries that we need to read. So we'll move on to a little news from St. Benedict's School. St. Benedict's third graders hold annual invention convention. Well, that sounds like fun. Look at all these young inventors with their prizes and wearing their face masks if they're together, but this girl's all by herself, so no mask. And he's all by himself, so no mask. And he's by himself, so no mask. All right, good deal. St. Benedict's School held its annual third grade invention convention. Although all inventions and their inventors received enough points to move on to the state event competition held by the University of Iowa Bell and Blank Center in Iowa City, these are the top scoring inventions. Top inventor Henry Hahn, the lick and sip. That sounds interesting. A 3D printer holder with a straw to catch ice cream cone drips. Perfect for little ones in the back seat. You place the cone with the ice cream in the holder and it catches any drips or spills. As the ice cream melts, it's easy to get every last drop using the built-in straw. Well, I think there are plenty of parents who would buy that who've had a sticky mess in the back seat at one time or another. First place, Lydia Peterson, Feline Photo 3000. I think I'd be all over that. A kitty photo booth that takes pictures with a motion detector camera, allowing the owner to dress up Kitty in all kinds of ways as they stick their heads to the opening in the booth for treats. That's a great idea because I don't think they actually have to wear the outfit. Pippin and Leela would be behind that. All right. Second place, Michael Fohart, Tree Dryer. This is a stand made out of PVC pipe that allows children's outside winter clothes to dry faster. It even has a blower to direct air through the pipes for fast drying. That's a great idea if you want to get back out there sledding and you have wet snow pants. Third place, Garrett Zahaski, Camper Buddy 2000. This invention takes a remote control car to a whole new level. Outfitted with a serving tray, cup, and plate holder, this car goes from one tent or camper to another, delivering essential camping items. And the Student Choice Award. All St. Benedict students had the chance to vote on their favorite invention. Although all the inventions received votes, the Glow Box received the most. This is a tackle box outfitted with LED lights to keep you from getting hooked when fishing in the dark. All very good ideas. Way to go, St. Benedict's third graders. The future of America is bright. And we're going to finish out with Echoes of the Past, but I really think I'm going to have just a sip of water. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay. Echoes of the Past. Local boys off to the draft in 1940, 80 years ago. Both of Winneshiek County's Army draft volunteers passed their Army physical tests and are off to Fort Snelling in Minnesota. The boys, Norm Nucker and William Rudrow, left on Thanksgiving after a civic send-off during which local attorney E.P. Shea spoke and the municipal band played some numbers. They went from Decorah to Calmer by motor car, boarded a train to Des Moines, and then were sent to the concentration point at Fort Snelling. Earl Headington is now the new owner of the barbecue lunchroom on the city's west side. It was previously owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. C.R. Carrier. All right, 70 years ago, Orrin Snowball Gilbertson of Decorah set the pace in the George Baker walking contest for the second year in a row. He made the 9.2 walk from Conover to Decorah in 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 55 seconds. He failed to break his 1949 record by 1 minute and 35 seconds. There were nearly 5,000 people lining the crossroads to see this derby. And some 1,500 persons were on hand at the Milwaukee Freight Depot at the finish line. The men walked in 30-degree weather under overcast skies with a biting 15-mile-an-hour wind. Baker rode behind the contestants on a section hand car. As in previous years, the residents of Assihaugen home were on hand to cheer them along on the route. New Year, Baker plans to have a women's walking contest as well. That's pretty cool. Front page news from 1950, the city council has voted to have linoleum laid on the floor in the new office of the police department, which is located on the second floor over the city restroom. What? All right, the city will rent out the office space to the Chamber of Commerce in the building for a fee of $20 a month. Okay, 1960, remodeling at Vober Welding and Machine in Ridgeway is now complete, and the local businesses have added 50 by 54-foot space. 20 wild turkeys were released near Paint Creek and Yellow River State Forest last night. It surely would be an asset and attraction for Iowa to have the wild turkeylation population reestablished. Well, be careful what you wish for. Dr. David Wright, a Decorah physician since 1954, was reelected president of the Winneshiek County Medical Society. 50 years ago, in 1970, by the first week of 1971, Decorah should have a new sanitary landfill program in effect, utilizing the existing dumps that will prolong their useful life another 5 years. Okay. Luther College will confer upon Norman Ernst Borlong an honorary Doctor of Science degree at a ceremony December 20th. President E.D. Farwell made the announcement. He said that Luther was proud to honor the 1970 Nobel Peace Prize recipient who is a native of Cresco. The ceremony will take place at Valder's Concourse. 40 years ago, the generous owners of Wapsie Produce, Carl's Nichols and Sons, Paul and Mark, have pledged $1,000 towards the cost of new Jaws of Life rescue system for the Decorah Fire Department. 30 years ago, a new 4-story addition is planned as part of the Vesterheim Museum expansion project here, and they're having an expansion project this year in 2020, so that's 30 years since. All right. Maybe when we are able to go for a ride on the coach again, we can go check it out because it's going to be really nice. Let's see. Elliot Christian in 2000 has received honors from the Iowa Football Coaches Association for his 35 years of coaching football here. And 10 years ago today, David Smutzler has been named new assistant Decorah police chief. He has been a police officer here for 19 years. All right, that's going to be it for current events for this week. We'll see you again next week for more current events. Have a great evening.